Hello, beautiful. My name is Patricia, and today we are going to look into having deeper connections and how to actually do them. I know by sure that you who clicked on this video are someone who is actually always, trying to protect yourself, which is not a bad thing if you're doing it in a good way. It's not a good or a bad, it's about protecting so you can never get any closer because you're not opening up your wall, or protecting because you know that that person is for sure not someone you want to interact. There are differences, right? And so at this moment though, we will look into a connection where you know that that person is actually good for you, where you know by sure that person has a soul that you would like to connect, but then every single time you try to open up, something, I don't know, comes in between and you're kind of scared because, you haven't done that. So let's have a look into this. In addition, I want to let you know that there is a one-on-one coaching sessions actually open, meaning you can book your discovery call. Have a look into the description right below. There you find the questionnaire. I'm then going to look into that one, and I'm either way going to approve it or decline, depends on whether we are a good match or not. Okay, and with this, I'd actually like to start. Let's go. All right, so having a deep connection with someone is scary for you because you are not really feeling safe from within. Once you actually feel safe from within, where your insecurities or the things that you think aren't good for someone else, or if they see who you really are, they're gonna run off, or if they know what your finances are, or if they understand that you have 3 kids, or all those things we try to hide in front from other people because we feel that we cannot share that, right? We feel that if we share something that is really close to us, but we don't really want to share it because it may scare someone else off, we pretend it's not there. And that part actually is holding you back from connecting with someone else because you don't feel safe from where you stand at this very moment, and then you run off, right? You take off. And so this can come in within business relationships, right? This can come in with private relationships such as friends or partner or family. Any sort of connection is then only on the surface but never goes deep, okay? Which is sad because actually you are a being who wants to explore life, right? You want to feel everything you can, and that requires you to let go of that fear of the thing or the idea that if they know something, then they're gonna run off. There is another truth actually I find, which is, see, when we start to share who we really are, in this moment, the other person is actually revealing who they really are. Because that moment you open up, that moment you share something, that is the moment where you see how they react. And once they react kind of like, really? I mean, really? Something like that. Then you already know, well, that isn't someone who actually is going to lift me up. What do you want in a connection, in a deep connection? Well, you want to grow together, right? You want to be lifted up. In order to do that, you need someone else who is exactly the same strong than you or even stronger than you, because else you are going downhill. It's not going to work, right? Because all you're going to see is, oh, really? I mean, bleh. And then you're never going to say anything again because you feel like, okay, I mean, it's not accepted, right? Well, not accepted for them doesn't mean that you are not acceptable. It doesn't mean that your worth is below, It doesn't mean that you are not worthy for love just because their perception may look different. But it's an indicator of where you stand. Because those people who are around you, they show you exactly how much you accept yourself. Why? Because everything you have inside is an external reflection. And this external reflection is going to show you where you stand. So the only thing you really got to do when you are kind of insecure is to look in the outer world and to check, if this there is how it's going to look inside of me because I'm judging myself for who I really am, right? That cannot be good. And I mean not be good for you. Why? Because if you are not accepting all parts of you, which is, by the way, learned, right? We learned which parts are good and which parts are bad. And we feel like if we share something like this, then it looks like this for the other person. So if we, though, are not able to fully accept and love ourselves the way we are, how do we think that someone else is able to do that? Well, they can't, right? They are not able to do that because you're showing them, no, that's not the way how I treat myself, so you don't have to treat me that way. It's a perfect reflection. And you actually see this all over again when you are just going outside and you are meeting people. At this moment, I'm meeting so different people than I used to, like 10 years ago, for example. They're really, really much different. What changed? Well, I changed. Small secret here. Okay? When you change, the outer world changes. If everything here stays and if you feel stuck with your emotions, then your environment is going to stay like this. You don't like that. You don't have to stay in this area. But you gotta do the work, my friend. You gotta do the work. And it's actually less hard than you may think. It's less hard because if I can do it, if my clients can do it, don't you think you can do it too? Of course you can, right? Of course you can. All this requires is you being curious, being open. And when you are in conversation and you know that this person is someone you can trust, is someone who is loyal, then stay open and say, you know what? I have never felt a connection like this. I don't know how to really do this. Stay true to yourself. You don't have to pretend, you have no clue. And that's okay. Stay free and don't pretend that you know while you don't. What's the point? You have no clue, so what? Say that you need a little bit of help. Make clear what you need. Make clear what you're coming from and why you behave that way. because your past friends were like this or that. You learned that trusting isn't good for you. You know, something like that, that really the other person understands why you react that way. And listen, if this connection is in any way showing you they may not get what I am trying to say, because I have told them quite a vulnerable thing and they were not really able to hold space, then it's time to be honest to yourself. And it's time to not seek any more connection that cannot go deep, right? Always stay true to yourself, because staying true to yourself and accepting who you really are, understanding that we all have this, that's where you grow. If the other person then wants to grow with you, brilliant. If not, bye. Okay? If you want a connection like this. And this isn't about shutting doors and, let's not talk, I don't know you anymore. This is about inner knowing and about, I'd rather have a pure connection, which is out of love instead of fear, right? Fear is the other spectrum of love. And if I can have that with one person, I only need one. See, healing a connection, and this goes past most of the time why you don't have deep connections, mostly goes down to your way of growing up, okay? Most of the time, this is when it started that we don't feel safe from within, and then we start to not trust anymore, not in ourselves and not in other people. But when we start to have this with one person, only one, we can heal. And the reason why many people think you can heal everything by yourself, yes, you can heal a lot, okay? You can definitely heal a lot on your own. But sometimes, and especially in having deep connections, you need someone else, because that someone else is going to show you how it works. And that's what you need. So ask for it, ask for help, because there are so many people willing to do that with you, for you, together. At this point, I hope this video has helped. Bye bye and see you next week.